This time of year is hard for anyone who has lost a loved one. Imagine being a kid dealing with these emotions. Christmas and beyond, they can turn to Ellie's Place in Grand Rapids for comfort. On this Motivational Monday, hear how families rely heavily on the Rapid to use their services as well.
Ellie's Place is a healing center for grieving children. So what we do here is partner alongside with children and their families as they navigate the grief process. And Ellie's Place was founded for that very reason, because our founding family lost their 11-month-old daughter, Ellie, and in 1991, and looked around and there wasn't a lot in the way of children's grief services. So they looked around the state and then looked around the country, came back home with their ideas, and founded the starting curriculum for Ellie's Place as an organization in Lansing. And so in that time, we've added branches in Grand Rapids, in Ann Arbor, and in Flint. And so we are in the state now and serving children who are experiencing grief. Ellie's Place of Michigan has partnered alongside 35,000 children in their nearly 30 years as an organization. Here in Grand Rapids, since we've been here for 5 years, we have served over 600 children, and that number will continue to increase because we're starting our schools-based programming. The Stovers had other children that were also experiencing the death of Ellie, and they realized that the kids were having a hard time navigating that grief. And when you think about death and the experience of it, you don't often think about how that affects kids. And kids grieve too, and they grieve differently at all ages. So one of the things that the Stover family looked at when we were looking at curriculum for Ellie's Place is programs for children across those age ranges. So we see children from pre-K up through high school. In some instances, we've done post-high school groups for young adults in college. But really, kids as early as 3 will attend programming here, and they have a grieving process just like an 18-year-old and just like an adult, and that's different for kids. So it was important for them to be able to customize that curriculum process to children and how they grieve. Our services are completely free. We receive no federal or state funding. We don't get reimbursed by insurances, and so we are here based on the exemplary generosity of individual and corporate donors. So we are completely donor funded. The truth that grief is not finite and it's not linear. So grief is messy and can take time and ups and downs. And so when a family comes in, a child may come in at, for example, the age of 3, and maybe they only need to be here for that immediate period for a year or 2. And then they might experience an event or another triggering experience. Or you think about even in emotional development of children and the big things that can happen along their time, proms and, all kind of those, getting driver's licenses, birthdays, things like that. Sometimes they need to get help again as they hit different developmental stages. And so we have cases open. Kids are always welcome back here at Ellie's Place. So we are celebrating 5 years here in Grand Rapids, and we are so proud of what we've accomplished. We've helped 600 kids here in our time. So our programming takes place at Third Reformed, and our offices are in the parish house here at Third Reformed Church. Well, the Rapid is crucial for us. For our mission is to ensure that all children have access to compassionate grief support. And you think about travel as a barrier to one of those things. So it's important that we are right on the Rapid line. We have a stop just next to our front doors. And so for families to be able to get here who might otherwise not be able to, we've had families that utilize the Rapid to be able to come to our programming. And so it's so important as you think about folks who maybe don't have all of the resources that it would take for a family to drive a child here one night a week for 6 to 9 months or however long they attend, to be able to have access to us so they can, so the child and then the families as well can receive that compassionate support. It's critical.
Allie's Place is located at 2000 Michigan Street Northeast. You can check them out online at alliesplace.org or give them a call at 616-301-1605.
And remember, you can always check out the maps and schedules of the Rapid online at ridetherapid.org. We'll be right back.